What's the deal?
Anti?
Yeah.
Now, do you think I'm anti-African?
From the way what I'm hearing, yeah. A lot of things I'm hearing from you, yeah.
From me, what have you heard from me that is anti-African?
I don't think we have enough time for that, but let's.
Okay, well, just give me one thing that I've said that is anti-African. One thing. You don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff. Just name one thing that I've said that is anti-African.
I mean, the way the
One
way the
thing.
way you disparage the continent itself. What do you mean?
How so?
The
How
way
do
you
I disparage?
disparage Africans themselves. I think that's
How?
enough.
How? How do I disparage Africans?
The way you talk about the continent itself, the people, with the way you describe Nigerians, the way you describe Somalis.
How did I describe Nigerians? I've never described Nigerians as one monolith group. What are you talking about? How have I described them?
No, brother. I think
Okay, you keep saying you notice how you keep saying stuff and you can't follow up on it and you keep dancing around because you're not telling the truth. That's called lying. You're lying right now.
I'm
And you
lying
can't
about what? I'm lying about the way
you
you
said that
talk
I
about Nigeria,
disparaged
the
Nigeria.
way you talk about Africans,
What did I
the way the
say?
African people are
What
fleeing.
what did oh okay, there we go. Now, the people who come here are fleeing. That's not a disparaging remark. That's the truth. The people who come here are fleeing their homeland. That's not a disparaging remark. That's the truth, right?
Yeah, but I think the concept of them fleeing, I think it's more it's not as simple as you make it out to be, right? So you make it out to seem as if people just fleeing their countries. It's not that simple, right?
It
So
is
that
that
country
simple.
that country that you're claiming is the very country that's destabilizing the continent itself, destabilizing these countries, right? So your FBA tax dollars, whatever you want to say, is contributing to these people coming to your country in the first place.
And
Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that.
okay, and acknowledge that you come over here and eat off our FBA tax dollars. Acknowledge that.
No, we don't eat off your FBA dollars
Yes, you do.
because you don't have any dollars to eat off. First off, what
What
we
you mean?
do is we come here.
I pay taxes.
What we do is we come here. We come work. We study. We go to
Oh,
university. We're more educated than you, and I think
really?
you're despising that. You hate that. That's the truth.
But if you're so
That's the
educated,
truth.
but if you're so educated, why are you starving in your homeland?
Listen, I think you need to open up a book first of all. Look into what colonialism is. What is colonialism, and look into the history of the continent itself, right?
Ah,
And then you would know, right? So
right.
if you know a little thing about history,
Colonialism.
right? If you know anything about history, you would know why the people are fleeing their countries. First of all,
Right.
right?
Right.
So be mindful of that and don't sound ignorant.
No, because we deal with white supremacy. Colonialism is white supremacy. That's just another word for white supremacy. That's all it is. You're colonized by the white supremacists. We're colonized by the white supremacists to a certain degree, but we still fight back and we don't flee. That's the difference. You understand? Is
You
that
have
why you
but you have nowhere to flee to. That's the thing,
we can
right?
flee? What you mean
Where are
we
you
have
gonna
nowhere to
flee
flee?
to?
What do
Right?
you
We
mean
we
where?
have we have. I'm saying though, you say people flee their countries. Yeah, they
Right.
do come. They do come to the U.S. Yes,
Oh, so you're saying
and I'm
that
saying, but you have
so
nowhere else to go to besides the U.S. Like you have nowhere else to call home. I can come to the U.S. and call U.S. my home. You
because
can't go
we
anywhere else in the world and say,
because we made a lane for you to do that. It was foundational Black Americans that did that for you. Do you understand that?
"Listen, brother,
No, 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 no.
I
You
think
no,
I
no,
think I
no, no,
think
no,
I
no.
think
You
you're I
you no,
think
no,
you're
no, no, no. You can no, no, no. You're gonna acknowledge that. You said, "Well, I can call America my home." That was us, buddy. That was foundational Black Americans fighting to make that happen. Do you think white people wanted y'all over here before 1965? Huh?
I think the U.S. is built first of all.
Do you
You know,
think white
let me just say
people
one thing. Let me
do
just
no, 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 because you're trying to change the subject here. You're saying stuff and you're trying to run from it. White people didn't want you here before 1965. It was foundational Black Americans fighting to get African immigrants over here, sir. That's why you can come here. Foundational Black Americans made that happen. Even with the 14th
So
Amendment.
if you know anything about immigration, right, these people don't just come to your country and eat off your plate. They
Okay,
pay
yes,
taxes.
yes, sir, because you're saying stuff that's insane and you know it's insane. And how, if you're so educated, why are you coming over y'all driving
I'm
for
just saying.
Uber?
Can I finish a
Yeah,
sentence before you mute me though? Let me.
how are you more educated and you're over here driving for Uber and Postmates? What are you talking about?
All right, all right. Let me just say one thing, brother. As
No,
far as
no, no,
immigration
no, no, no,
goes,
no, 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 no. Elaborate on what you said. You said that foundational Black Americans are just mad because you so educated. You're more educated than us. So why are you so educated with all these PhDs driving around with bags of Chipotle?
listen, if an African can come to the U.S. with a shirt on his back and $2 in his pocket, and yes, drive for Postmate like you say, as if it's an insult, right? To take care of his family,
Uh
and then
huh.
somehow work his way through university, get a degree, get a PhD, and make something out of himself. Don't
By
hate that.
working, by still working at Postman, you're not doing anything that we haven't done. You haven't done. What are you doing that we haven't done?
Listen, brother. Listen, I
What are
think
you talking about?
you're
You
first of all
talking like you? What are you doing something?
you're a dictator on the space because you're hitting that mute button a
Because
little too
I'm not
much.
going to let you
Because I
change
think
the
my
subject. What
ideas
I'm
and my
asking
what I'm
you,
telling
okay,
you.
no, because you're not going to babble. What are you doing that foundational Black Americans hadn't done 100 years ago? Go.
Can you elaborate on that? That's very broad. You can't.
Okay,
You saying that I'm saying
listen.
broad shit?
Okay, let's try it again. Now, I do it slow. You're talking about how you come over here and do so much better. Really? What are you doing that we haven't done 100 years ago over here? Anything. Just name one thing you're doing that we haven't done 100 years ago.
Listen, I think what you're doing, what you're trying to do with the
Let's
conversation is
try it again. I want you to answer the question because what happens is y'all come over here after we help you and then get some kind of weird arrogance because I guess y'all come over and compare yourself to the some somebody in the hood. You go find the brokest foundational Black American you can stand next to and compare yourself to that person and ignore all of the other accomplishments that we've done 100 years ago and we're still doing now. So I'm gonna ask you again. And you're from Somalia, I'm assuming, because I see your flag. What are you or any other immigrant like yourself is doing? What are you doing in America? What are you accomplishing in America that foundational Black Americans hadn't been doing 100 years ago? We've been doing this stuff a century before y'all were even thought of. What are you doing that we haven't been doing?
first of all, I think that question itself is very broad. I mean, what are we doing that
So
you did 100 years ago?
why are
What?
you talking about you're doing better than us? Better than us how?
No, I was telling you that immigration. First of all, let's just talk about the immigration issue. Let's not talk about what you guys did 100 years ago. We're doing now. Let me just touch in on the immigration issue itself.
No, we're going to touch on what you said. You said something and you stand on what you said. You up here talking about that we're so upset because of what you're doing. You're coming over here and you're doing so much better. Better how? What are you doing that's so much better than what we're doing?
So first of all, what immigrants are doing, they're fleeing their countries. They're coming to a new country that they have no idea what the customs are. Sometimes not even knowing the language, right? But just having a drive and a vision, right? Of knowing what they want to do, right? So that's what they do,
And
right?
resources set aside for you that we fought for.
Can you tell me how you fought for those resources yourself
Sir,
as a foundational Black African or
all
American, whatever?
all of the affirmative action programs, all of the minority set aside programs, all of the HBCU scholarships that's open for all of these groups and all of these other minority scholarships that's open for y'all to come here to go to college. That was something that foundational Black Americans fought for. Do you understand that? You're not going to disrespect my lineage or any other foundational Black American with this type of disrespect. Do you acknowledge that it was foundational Black Americans fighting for all of these resources that you can come over here to enjoy? Do you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge the African American struggle. Yes, I do. I acknowledge the struggle that you have to go through. While you've been in that country, the civil rights movement, the struggle as far as
The
the
si-
fight that MLK and Malcolm X were in for
it-
voting rights and for I understand all these things, right? So don't make it seem like
so why are
we
you
don't see.
disrespecting
No, no, let me just finish
foundational
though. No,
Black Americans?
don't make it seem like we don't acknowledge that because that would be ignorant on our part, and we are not ignorant. That's one thing we're not, right? So we will acknowledge that. But do not say that African people are coming to your country and taking anything off your plate because we struggle, we work, and it doesn't have to be us versus them sort of.
We're the ones opening up the door. I'm not saying that. But what we are not going to stand for is somebody coming over here eating off of our tax dollars and the minority set aside programs that we have to share. And then you come over here disrespecting in any sense of the damn word. You're not going to ever disrespect any foundational Black Americans at all. When you were covered with flies back home and then eat off foundational Black Americans who sat here and fought and helped you out, and you have any form of disrespect coming out your mouth, that's just not going to happen. Period.
You see, when I started the conversation, I said that the disrespect that you have for the continent, it's those sort
You're
of
saying
statements.
these are facts, sir. You come from places that are torn up because of your off code behavior back home. People are starving over here because of your off code behavior. You will not stay there to fix it. Instead of fixing it, you flee and then come over here with that same mentality that caused the dilapidation in the first place. And then you try to infuse it onto us. And then you have this jealousy and contempt about us because we didn't flee. These are facts.
So I would say I'll tell you one thing. The last thing that is, as an African, I have any sort of jealousy towards African Americans. That's a fantasy. Get that shit out of your mind. First of all,
Yeah, it's not a fantasy because you over here and the face of Black people globally are foundational Black Americans. And that burns a lot of you up. Let's keep it a bug. That really burns you up that the face of Black people globally are us. You go anywhere around the world, you see images of us on TV balling out. You see all of our athletes and superstars and
yeah,
entertainers
yeah, yeah.
all of their stuff.
Our barbershops. We got
Yeah,
Rick Ross on the barbershops. It's actually pretty
yes,
dope.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
indeed.
it's pretty dope.
Yes,
Listen
indeed.
though, listen. Let me tell you one thing though. Africans don't want anything to take away from anything that you guys have, because I think you guys are projecting or sort of aiming your anger and your frustration at the wrong.
You have nothing for us to be angry with. What do you have for us to be mad at?
No, no. I think your tone is enough to tell me that you're angry, but you need to focus on the people that.
You're projecting, sir. And I'm basically whispering to you. I'm not even being loud. You don't have anything for us to be angry about. What do you think we're mad at? And we know you come from slums and dilapidation. Why would we be mad at that? See, y'all live in these crazy fantasy worlds where y'all project your anger and jealousy to us. We don't even think about you, dude. You're the one who's clamoring to get over here. So what are you talking about?
Listen, I think dilapidation or whatever you want to call it, and Africa is hungry. First of all, if you know anything about Africa, if you've ever been on the continent, bro, I probably got a bigger house than you do. First of all, so I'll leave it at that, right?
Stop. Stop. Why do y'all all tell the same lie? Why do all of y'all come over here with the Prince of Zamunda lie? You are the Jamaican dude. Oh, I got a big house. I got a big house. If you had all of these big houses, you wouldn't have fled in the first place. See, y'all ashamed that you had to flee. And then y'all sit up and create these fantasy worlds that y'all run game with. Stop it. You don't have a big house over there. You don't even have a
No,
big house
I
here.
actually do. I actually have
No, you don't.
multiple houses, not
No,
only
you
one.
no, you don't. Oh, no, yes, you do. Calm down. You don't cut me off when I'm talking. I don't cut off your Joel off. You don't cut me off while I'm talking. The jealousy, y'all got to get over that jealousy thing. That jealousy and contempt that y'all have for other tribes there, y'all want to bring that among us, and we're just not having it. You understand that?
Yeah, no, I think to be honest, man, I'll tell you the truth. As an African, the furthest thing we have is jealousy for African Americans.
Yes,
That's 100%.
no, you do
I'll
have
tell you
it.
that much. I'll tell you that much. We're not
You
jealous of
do.
African Americans. I
Yes, you are.
swear to God. I
You are.
swear to God, we're not. We're not. We're
That's why y'all stay in our spaces whining all the time. Y'all stay in our spaces, come over trying to dress like us and yo and try to talk in hip hops. Yeah, you do. There's a lot of jealousy there. It's a lot of jealousy. Let's keep it a buck. And y'all know we didn't flee, and y'all kind of have to mimic us to a certain degree. Yeah, you got to mimic our swag. It is jealousy. Yes, you
listen,
do.
bro.
Let's keep it a buck. I can't get no ass. The dating game ain't working for me. So you have to put on a baseball cap to cover your forehead up, and you kind of have to wear baggy clothes so the women can't see how bony you are. And you got to do little stuff in order to kind of fit in with foundational Black American men. You got to swat them flies up off you. You'd be like, God damn, I wish I could be like one of them FBA brothers, especially Tariq.